G'day. It's just after 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm doing my easy hour on the indoor trainer before starting the day. So what I'd like to do with you today is a little bit of myth busting. So let's talk about stretching. The kind of stretching I'm going to talk about is passive stretching. That's the kind of stretch where you often sit or lie on the ground. You hold a muscle, quadriceps stretch or a calf stretch for somewhere like 5 to 30 seconds. You hold it in that prone position and then you release. That's passive stretching. What does the science say? Stretching is overrated for cyclists. And in fact, in many ways, stretching can have negative impact upon your performance. So let's talk about two areas. The first area relates to what is called delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. You know, after you've had a really hard workout out on the bike or even in the gym, you get this muscle soreness that comes on. The research shows that stretching does absolutely nothing to affect that or reduce that onset. And in many ways, it can even make it worse. Now, why is that? Because if you engage in this passive stretching, and particularly if you're really stretching out your muscles after exercise, what you can actually do is create little micro tears in the muscle. So that actually is on top of then any of that sort of muscular damage you've done as part of exercise itself. So it's not useful, and in many ways it can be counter-beneficial. All right. Now the other area here is related to strength. Right. Now again, if you're on a bike and you're doing your sprint training or you're doing explosive efforts, you want maximal muscular power. What the research shows is that stretching before strength type exercises or competition reduces your muscular strength. It reduces the rate of force, which means the speed at which your muscles can activate, and it also reduces your explosiveness. So absolutely not what you want if you're going into competition or an intensive gym session, for example. Last year, when I was at the World Masters Track Championships in Manchester, I saw lots of people limbering up, stretching, doing passive stretches before competition. And what the science says is that's a big no-no. You don't want to do that, particularly in track events where you have a lot of explosiveness, okay? So is it all bad? No. There is a place for stretching, passive stretching, and that relates to general feelings of wellness and relaxation. So here, if you do want to stretch, don't do it immediately before or after exercise. Okay, do a little bit later in the day, and do it very gently. Right, a lot of people do yoga. That's fine. That involves stretching also often. However, don't overdo it. So you're really gently. You're not stretching out. You're not pushing yourself to try to touch your toes or get as low down as possible, because as we said, that can result in those small muscle tears. The other thing that can do is contribute actually to joint injuries or joint overexertion. So if you are going to stretch, do it very gently and integrate that as part of sort of a well-being exercise or session, because really what it's about is relaxing you. If you're a bit overstressed, a bit over-anxious, then stretching is more about the mind actually than the body, because it actually gets you in a non-distracted state where you can relax and reflect often on life. So that's the upside of stretching. But as we said, avoid passive stretching, both immediately before and immediately after exercise. It's actually potentially going to make your recovery worse rather than better, and it's certainly going to reduce your ability to produce power, whether that's on the bike or in the gym. So there's some tips, practical tips, I hope, for you. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we look forward to seeing you on another episode of This Cycling Life.